The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning. Welcome to the ladies' room. I'm Brenda.
And it's your girl, KB.
Morris Media Studios, and we're live.
Yes. On this Friday.
Oh my God, I know. It's so weird because we always start the weekend on Fridays here.
So in the morning.
Yes. So our weekend is just now getting started, so we don't get to talk about what we did until next weekend.
Yes.
But how was your weekend last weekend?
Oh, it was awesome.
Okay.
Got a chance to see Big Daddy Kane, so you know.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, he's not the one that's...
And Dougie Fresh.
Oh my, Dougie Fresh. I go to work.
PMD.
Oh my God.
Dougie Fresh does not say I go to work.
No, I said Big Daddy Kane.
Yes.
Yeah, that
And
part.
He went to work too.
Oh my God.
On stage.
He was one of my favorites because he
Yes.
definitely knew how to entertain the crowd.
Yes.
You know, he was good. So that was awesome. Mm-hmm. Mine was good as well. You know, just had a great weekend. And I'm just really excited. It's Friday.
It's Friday. It's
and
a good
I'm feeling
Friday.
good. I know. And it's not too hot today right now. That's the thing too, because we've been really dealing with a lot of heat.
We have been.
LA has been on fire.
I know.
I don't understand.
Got me want to go somewhere elsewhere.
Beachy, pooly, something. Okay, but we're gonna start in with the lady of the week, and I just want to say that I chose Coco Chanel.
Oh, Coco Chanel.
Yeah.
You would choose Coco Chanel.
It's my favorite. One of my favorite perfumes is number 5,
Mm-hmm.
and I just started wearing Chance, which is really a different fragrance for me, but it smells really, really beautiful. But I loved her because she was an innovator.
Mm-hmm.
Back in her time, you know, people didn't do the things that she did. You're talking like 18. She was born in like 1883, yes. And so in the 1920s, it was difficult. And she was a woman with a vision. Mm-hmm. And people were not accustomed to that. And she made things happen. I mean, she didn't have the capital to just open up her shop, but she found it.
She got it done.
Yes.
She had a vision, and she went after it.
And she did that. And she became a really, really high-end fashion designer. And I think that she actually introduced the little black dress.
Oh,
you know,
was it her?
It was Coco Chanel, because we always have the little black dress in our closet, you know. And so she was the one that introduced that. And so I'm really, really proud to talk about her. She was fabulous. Yeah. She was living and doing things and having parties. And
way back when.
Yes.
In
and
the
so I was
1800s,
like, Coco.
Yeah, okay.
And yeah, so I really enjoyed the fact that watching her, I watched her movie.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she had a movie out, and it was just awesome because here's just stuff that women are not even thinking about doing, and she's forging through it like we must do today.
Yeah, women.
Yes, women. We have to forge through. We have to uplift ourselves and make sure that we stay on our game plan, and each one teach one, each one help the next one if possible, whatever we could do. But she did, you know, she said, look, I want this, have a vision, and live your vision. Be the best that you could be, really, honestly. And if you have something that you are working on, do something every day to move forward towards that completion of that or making that a very important part of your life. And as you do a vision board, do a project board, and then see your future develop.
Wake up, meditate, affirmations.
We need that.
They help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm a strong believer in if you see it, you think it, you can believe it, you can achieve it. And that's what we have to do. We have to move forward in a positive, productive manner as women. People, period.
Yeah, but especially as
women, because we go through so much and we deal with so much.
And men drop the ball. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, LaRon.
We have LaRon here engineering today, and we want to send a shout out to Poetess and let her know that she's in our prayers when her dad is, and that, you know, we appreciate you, P. But we thank you for Ron because he's good too. Morris Media Studios live.
Girl, KP.
You got KP.
So my woman of the week, I chose Shirley Graham Du Bois. She was born in 1896. She achieved a level of accomplishments rare for women of that era. Long before she married W.E. Du Bois, she was the author of she was the author of the Tom Tom, the first black opera performed professionally in the U.S., which was seen by an estimated 25,000 people. I thought that was awesome. She also authored biographical texts about black historical figures like the inventor George Washington Carver and the poet Phyllis Wheatley, all while raising 2 sons as a divorced single mother. That's awesome. Yeah. We are bad. Women are.
We're really tough now. And during that time as well?
Yes. And she was also an assistant field director in New York City for the NAACP in the 1940s. And she married W.E. Du Bois in 1951. He was 80 years old.
Wow, he still had life.
Yes. But she had a substantial influence on his later part of life career. Du Bois couldn't have had that last important phase of his life without the partnership he had with Shirley. Du Bois was in a sparring match with communists, per historian Gerald Horne, but quickly changed as he came to see his wife's logic. While supporting the Communist Party, Du Bois was arraigned as a suspect communist during the Red Scare. So Graham, his wife, Graham Du Bois, arraigned as a excuse me. So Graham rallied to her husband's defense, holding speeches nationwide. Excuse me. Du Bois was eventually acquitted. He was eventually acquitted.
Okay, you know what?
Sorry about that. I need water.
But I think it took a strong woman to be able to step in there and handle that, and that's what she projected.
Yes, definitely.
And she was strong prior to
being with him. So he didn't make her or anything like that. She was already,
it was a good choice on his behalf.
It was a good choice. And he was 80 years old, so I can just... Wow.
Yes, wow. And she had 2 sons, raised them by herself.
And
doing the opera back in that time was really big.
Thank you.
Really big.
Back in the 1940s.
Yeah, that was really huge because we're still dealing with a lot of things. And I think Du Bois, when they said that he was part of the Communist Party, I just think that he was fed up with America from them, not to take it off of her and put it on him, just a quick thing about him. I think that he had went through so much with America that it was like...
Comes a point in time where you just get fed up.
I'm tired.
It's like...
But then she let him know, come back to your senses because this can get really ugly, okay? Yes. And for him to be 80 years old, he lived a good long life.
He did.
And to have another wife.
To have a partnership, as strong as that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What more can you ask for?
You could not, you couldn't, exchange that for anything. No. He was fortunate and lucky, and so was she.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that last name helped put her on the map. She was already on the map, but
then that just gave her that extra little
and that's what you need sometimes, is that extra little edge, extra little push, give you what you need. But I'm really proud to see that this African-American lady did her thing like that.
Yeah, way back when. So
that means push forward. And I think we need to really do a little bit more digging on our history and share it, because people need to know what was happening. What were the accomplishments?
Because she's omitted from the history book. She's not even mentioned. So that's why I said, I'm going to shed some light on her.
Absolutely.
She
behind every strong man.
You see, the history, especially African American history, is so filled with men. But women really, we do a lot. We really do a lot.
Even still to today, we definitely, behind every strong man, there's a fabulous, phenomenal woman.
I always say that. And you better get on my team.
Better know what's really going on around here. No, but I do believe that. I believe that women, we are really powerful. And we need to understand our power. And I want to go back to one of the things that Dolly Parton said. I got to go back to her because I thought about her all week, because she said, know yourself on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, know who you are on purpose. Know who you make that.
Take that time out to just really find out who you are. True,
We spend so much time with our family, with our children, and with outside things that are happening daily until sometimes we do lose ourselves. I've admitted that a couple times.
Yes,
lost myself in life.
I'm back.
Exactly. Let me now show up and show out. No.
Yeah,
but I think we just really do have to know who we are on purpose.
On purpose.
Find out that's how we can move.
And then find out what your purpose is.
Yes.
And then
exactly.
How powerful is that?
That's how we can move. And it took me a long time to really realize that I needed to figure out, who am I? What do I want? What am I after? What is my purpose? And what am I achieving? And steps to do it with execution dates.
And I think so many women go through that because like you said, you have kids, your mom, your wife, so
all that.
You give so much, we give so much of ourselves.
And they take so much.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone will take as much as you get. Yes. Take, so. And you don't mind giving, because we are women, and I think one of the first things, we do have that sensitive spot on that we want to make it better.
Definitely.
We want our family to be well. We want our children to have the best. And so what's going to take? We know if we do it, it's going to get done.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying to all the young mothers and all the young women, the very first step to your achievement is knowing who you are. Yep. What do you want? What are your goals?
Important. Very.
Because you'll get consumed with this life, and you'll get consumed with doing everything for others, and that's not what you want. You want to know who you are. What am I doing for me? And then everybody else. Not saying that they're secondary in words. I'm not saying they're secondary to how you love them and how you care for them, but I'm saying make yourself first.
Yep.
Make yourself first. And once you do that, then everybody else will be taken care of. Because we definitely put too much into others, I think, at times.
We do.
And know the value of who you are. Dolly Parton said, know yourself on purpose.
On purpose.
And I thought that was deep.
I like that. And I told you when you had read it last time that I really like that statement by her.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. Okay, so, this past Wednesday, July 25th, the Marvin Gaye post office naming took place. Trump approved it.
Okay. Has he got a stamp?
No, he has a post office that's going to be named after him.
Where at?
And the location is 3585 South Vermont Avenue. So it's right across the street from University Southern California. I thought that was...
Oh, by across the street from USC. That's good, because that's a good place over there.
Yeah, and I was, wow.
Yeah, because Marvin Gaye was a man.
He was.
I mean, actually, I know... I visited his house in 1975.
Do tell.
For the whole summer.
Do tell.
Went swimming. He was beautiful. He was wonderful. He was one of the very first entertainers that he allowed us to go to his house and swim.
Oh, okay.
He cooked barbecue. And we would,
Was it good?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he wasn't... It wasn't like an uncle type of thing. He wasn't like, I got these young girls in my house, and like what they're trying to say about Bill Cosby. He wasn't trying to drug anybody or anything like that.
So he wasn't the original R. Kelly.
No. He was like Uncle Marv. And I met the Jacksons there, actually. Everybody except Michael.
Oh, really?
Jackie, Tito, the whole clan. But it was interesting. Marvin Gaye, he was a man. I was really sad that way.
I always thought that he was like really handsome and tall.
Oh, he was.
Tall?
Beautiful, yes. Handsome. And just kind.
Yeah.
And really, really kind and sweet as he sounded on the music.
So good for him. Good for his family.
Yeah, so Marvin
Gaye Post Office. And I'll probably go visit there a couple of times to buy some stamps or something.
Hey, absolutely. That's why, exactly.
So I can say, I'm at the Marvin Gaye Post Office.
Support.
Yeah, of course.
It's by USC, you said, right?
Yes.
Oh,
right across the street from there.
That was awesome. That was a good little piece of news that they're still acknowledging.
And Trump,
Trump approved. I mean, what do you have to do to what do you have to do to approve it?
I mean, he could have, he could have said no for the whole thing. Oh, for this stuff.
He could have said no.
Yeah, he had to sign off on it. He had to sign off on it.
Oh, that was awesome. He did the right thing. So we got one kudos for Trump. Huh?
Yeah, a couple of kudos.
Okay. Well, my thing with Trump, period, is that, I think that we are so focused on everything negative about him until how do you pull something positive out of that? Because
I see differently. And I'm not going to get into that. I don't want nobody calling me up. But I do see differently.
No, we all do. I see that, it's a capitalistic situation, and we all need to take advantage of that part. Mm-hmm. We need to understand that there's money involved, and that how do we get involved?
We need to get involved. Yeah.
And I think that's the positive part of it, is that through all his tweets and everything that he's saying, the bottom line is I think people need to generate more capital.
There you go.
And that puts you in a certain bracket that there's some things that will not affect you. Yep. And everybody just can't do that. So please don't take what I'm saying, generalize it, and think that, everybody can just do A, B, and C. Although we really can if we put our mind to it. But
people, different times and different stages.
But I think it's growth and development, and I think that we need to look at it like that. It's a growth period, and we need to pull out the best thing that you could possibly pull out of it.
And keep going.
Period. Because it is number 45, and you guys already know so many things by how he's tweeting, what he's saying. But at the end of the day, look up the laws of what's being passed. What is he signing? That makes more sense to me.
It'll make more sense
than to have to just go by what he's saying. This and that. This is like with Obama. We all love Obama, but we all need to do a little research because every single president, they have every law that they passed is public information.
Yeah,
it's the library. It's Google it. And you could see exactly what laws was passed and how would they affect our community, how would they affect us. And I think we need to do a little bit more before we say, oh, this is a great individual or this person. You know, we need to see exactly what they're actually doing and how is it actually affecting us. And I did look up some laws that Obama passed. And it just, maybe the one I looked up just was not favorable to us.
A couple of them.
Yeah, and that's existing for years to come. So we need to just do a little bit more research. It's easy to jump on the bandwagon. And
it is. And like you said, it's public, record, so you can look it up. So just do more research, and we're going to leave that alone.
Yeah. No, we need to talk about Trump. No, the border, the children. No, I'm just teasing. Those are all hard decisions and things that we have to think about. Because I think we did talk a little bit about, I think we had a question about, the border and we did what should happen.
Yeah, we did. We did discuss
what should happen if they put the children where they did.
Separate them. You shouldn't. First of all, you should never separate a child from the mother, and unless it's life threatening or something like that. But that's
one side of it. And then the other side of that, just real briefly, and we're gonna move on, is. Do you know the possibilities when you come over here and not being a United States citizen and have a child?
Oh, not right there.
That that's it's something that needs to be considered, and I think we all are overlooking all the
rules,
those facts.
I mean,
if you come here, you're not a citizen here, and you have a child. Your child is a citizen.
That's a consequence that could.
What could possibly happen?
You could die on the way here. It's a lot of things that can happen.
I know, honestly. And I want to say, remember the lady? That brought me to the young lady that we met.
Thursday?
Yes.
Wednesday. What day was that?
I think it was Tuesday.
Wednesday.
But we met the young lady and her husband took the pill.
Yes.
Oh, you guys, interesting story. And it's really true, too. We were out doing a little bit of networking, and so we ran into a young lady.
A beautiful young lady.
And we were speaking with her, and she said that she had lost her husband, who was a sole provider, this beautiful man.
He had two children. He went to a rave. And they took a pill. I'm not sure what the pill was, but he took a pill and he died.
Instantly.
And I think it was a group of 5 or 12. And out of the 12, they all passed out or whatever. He was the only one who died. And instantly. She was just so heartbroken. But we were like, she said he didn't take drugs, but he took the pill. I guess that's the thing to do at a rave. I don't know.
Right.
But, just that
that
instant, he was gone.
So I just want to say, please, before you consume anything that you don't know what it is,
make sure they didn't even know what it was.
He took the one pill and he died. Now that's the story she gave, and I believed her because she said he was a really nice guy. He had never done anything like that before, but he was the one person out of the 12 that died instantly from taking a pill at a rave concert.
Yeah.
So that just kind of stuck with me all week, and it kind of bothered me because she was really a beautiful individual, and of course we got to talk to her and see her children and just see her struggling with trying to move on with life because he was a sole provider, and just that struggle was real right there in front of us. And I'm sure there are other women may have lost their husbands, maybe not to that same type of thing, but
just
this is
that loss.
The loss.
And she was kind of lost because we were asking her about work or whatever, and she was like, well, she didn't really have any skills because she was a housewife. And,
And here's another thing for our independent women. And we're in 2018. We all must be independent, and we must be able to take care of ourselves.
Whether you have a man that takes care of you or not.
Exactly.
For me, that was my main thing. I'm going to always work. I'm going to always have, have
no,
my
absolutely.
own. I don't care if it's, whatever the job is, but I'm going to always have my own.
And it's important. And I learned that late.
Well, I learned it early because through seeing my mom and my dad, it's just like when he left, she was like, stuck. And I said I never wanted to be like that. So, I made sure, that would not be me.
I get it. I mean, I'm there now. And
even when I was having kids, it's like, oh, you don't have to work, but no, I went to school.
I kind of took that literally.
No. I went to school, but as soon as the kids got old enough, I'm like, no.
I took it literally. When he said direct deposit, I was like, okay, what'd you say? But no, at the same time, I said, how much? No, no. So what I said, though, was that I actually went to school as well. And I always was
because you would always have something to follow.
Creative, I didn't do it for that purpose at that time, but I'm glad I did.
I did.
I went because I thought it was important. I had children. The educational system was changing, and I needed to try to keep up with it.
Yeah, keep up, exactly.
Because it knew this, knew that. So but I did go to school and I did educate myself. But also, you have to be, to every young woman, please find your independence.
Yeah.
And know who you are. I cannot stress that enough. Know who you are. Go after it. Go get it. Even if you have that young man or that older man, a middle-aged man, and say, you know what, I'm going to take care of you, baby. I don't want you to work. I want you to just take care of the kids. No. There's something that you can generate money at home.
Yep.
It's always important. If they die, the paperwork has to be straight.
And then what would we be left with? So
I know, because she said, the young lady did say that her dude died, but he was in a relationship, in a business with his father.
So yeah, it's her father-in-law's business, but at
and
the
now,
same time,
I'm not going to want to continue to take care of you. And now you have a new guy
in your life, exactly.
And but the other part, that could be because of the grandchildren. Maybe he will.
It's his
son's children.
We can't say.
Right.
So why even chance it? Just go get educated. Like you said, always know yourself. Always love yourself. Don't put so much on. The other person. Like, just be straight up honest. Don't. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you decide that you don't like that other person anymore, or they decide that they don't like you anymore, you're not stuck. And make sure
something like that can happen. A death could
death could happen, but you don't just rather death or stuck. You don't want that. What you want to do is be able to take care of yourself and be able to pay your way through life no matter what.
Especially if you have kids.
And I need you to also
children.
Absolutely take care. If you have children, get the paperwork right. Understand what it is, because if her husband had died
and he had the
paperwork right,
then they would be taken care of. So
she would be a partner with her father-in-law. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Not just hoping that he would do the right thing for her children.
Yeah.
She would have been a partner, and the money would have still been coming in to her without a doubt. Paperwork is important, and sometimes it's just like our health as Black women. We neglect it, but we can no longer do that. We have to take care of our health, and we definitely have to take care of the paperwork. Yep. Whether it be a living trust, something to show
and that's with any relationship.
Yes.
That paperwork has to be in place and has to be right.
So that you could make sure that you understand what is yours and what is not. And it's important. And we're going to have we'll have a couple guests that's going to talk about paperwork in the future in regards to living trust versus a will, what is a 401k versus a Roth IRA account, and just stuff that we need to know as people, period. Because I grew up and my family was loving and wonderful and all that, but we did not have those financial conversations that was necessary to for me to be able to teach to my children. I had to learn it to give it to them, and I still didn't give it to them the way that I should have because I didn't know.
Yep.
And that's just it. I really didn't. But now I do, and I have grandchildren, and my children are having children. So my grandchildren. So let's make sure that everybody
put that
knows.
In place.
Absolutely.
And when we come back from the break, we are going to be joined by Lisa Ruffin.
All right.
And
it's awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be back. So she texted me and she said,
I'm coming at you with the heat. Hold that. I'm coming at you with the heat. Fuck with me. I'm coming at you with the heat. Yeah. I'm coming at you with the heat. Pierce. I'm coming at you with the heat. I'm coming at you with the heat. Talking straight bangers, keep 'em bumping in the street. This ain't AD speaking, this is LP. I got the juice now, cause I'm a beast. Gotta stay flocking like my homie Roddy Rose. Gotta stay off the streets, that's I suppose. I'm like G.I. Joe, cause I'm always on my grind. Been doing this rap shit for a long time. I'm like a full-fledged gunning up like J3. Been got the streets like out the Navy. I'ma stay thugging like J305. Ride, ride, ride. I'm coming at you with the heat. Hold that. I'm coming at you with the heat. Fuck with me.
She'll be with you in just 1 second.
Yeah. I'm coming at you with the heat. I got the heat. I'm coming at you with the heat. I will always be underground. Always. but I love this type of sound. What the fuck you think this was? Another song I won't blow up from? What? Never that, I'm not that MC that's gonna sit here while rappers making cheese. I'm going out on force. All these rappers might as well pass me the torch. Now I'm playing games, I'm really serious about this shit. I ain't really with that bullshit in politics. You rockin' with Trey Speed out on this beat. This ain't the joke just because I'm coming at you with the heat. Hold that. I'm coming at you with the heat. Fuck with me. I'm coming at you with the heat.
One of those
Yeah. I'm coming at you with the heat.
I don't know.
I'm coming at you with the heat. Why is she calling me? She don't be fucking with me. She just want my money. Trying to get fame off of me.
Fuck these false advertising hoes. They fail to realize that they ass got exposed. Can't trust none of these hoes, they gotta go. Can't pick and choose none unless they give up the buns. That's a fact and you can't turn back. LR is the return of the Mac. While cops do shooting around in these streets, executioner, please tell them that
I'm coming at you with the heat. Hold that. I'm coming at you with the heat. Fuck with me. I'm coming at you with the heat. Yeah. I'm coming at you with the heat. Pierce.
Hey, Vicky.
I'm coming at you with the heat.
Here we go.
Hi, welcome back to the Ladies
Welcome
Room.
back.
Morris Media Live Studios. I'm Brenda.
It's your girl, KB.
And we're here. We have a special guest today.
Yes, we have a special guest, Lisa Ruffin. She's the founder of Little Miss African American. It is a scholarship pageant, and
That's awesome.
I will let her go ahead and describe the program.
Scholarship pageant.
Yeah. Is she on?
So we're trying to get her in right now,
Yes.
and we're going to do that. But okay, that's
It's
good because your
excellent-
girls actually went
my
through
girls
it.
were actually in the pageant
That's awesome.
for 2 years, which I really fell in love with the pageant because it boosts the girls' confidence, it creates awareness, it has them look into the history of African Americans, our accomplishments.
Oh, that's awesome.
Letting them know that we do come from greatness. It wasn't focused on makeup,
Okay.
hair, and it's because I was a judge on the tiaras, and me and my sister were, honestly. And
Did your daughter win?
no, she didn't. Neither one of them won that year.
Okay,
But
well, that was fair.
no, but they were in it. They did win a prize. Okay, they
That was
did win a prize.
awesome.
But yeah, I really, really stand behind this pageant. Hi, Lisa.
Hi,
How are
good
you?
morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi,
Here, put the
Lisa.
headphones on.
Here, it's good to see you.
It's good seeing you too, beautiful. I was just going over the pageant and letting Brenda know that Amber and O'Shea were both in the pageant and how much we really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't believe it's been some years.
I know it has been. And we wanted to talk about the fact that Krista Campbell was on. She was actually the winner of last year.
Correct.
Yes. And Brenda had a couple of questions.
I had read an article about her, which was discussing she was feeling some kind of way about her color and her weight
Yeah.
recently. And
Yeah.
I thought that was, I'm trying to adjust these mics, my headphones, I'm sorry, so that we could,
Hear you better.
hear you a little bit better here.
All right.
Yes.
So, okay, so then she was on there, and my whole thing was simply that she might have needed a little bit more work, Lisa, because she was asking her mom if she was pretty, and my heart just went out to her. I couldn't believe it.
And probably 90% of our girls don't feel pretty because they're teased at school.
Yeah.
They're called fat, they're called black, they're called ugly, and it hurts. And that's why I started Little Miss African American, because I remember when I was 8 years old, this is the exact reason why I started Little Miss African American. I was at Pittsburgh Ballet Theater, and they were doing a production of The King and I, and I was the only black girl, and then there was an Italian girl that was in the class, and The King and I set in Siam, and they said we're going to use all the kids, and I was one of the lead dancers, but I was just 8 in the children's class. And my favorite teacher, who I admired more than anything, said to me, "Oh, Lisa, you are such a beautiful dancer. It's a shame you're the wrong color."
Oh. So
And I'm saying to myself, now, I mean, at that point, I didn't have any idea of racism or what black or white. I mean, I noticed that the white girls got a chance to always get the leads. But, I'm just glad to dance. I'm just glad to learn. But I remember that feeling, and I never wanted another little girl to feel like that ever again. So I enrolled in the pageant. Actually, it was Jean Bryant's Miss Black Teenage. Thank you, Miss Bryant. And she taught us to wear our cap. And I always have this voice: be confident in who you are, because there's nobody else like you in this world. God only made one person and that's you. So maybe you see me as a fat black woman, but you know what? I'm a beautiful fat black woman who's happy with who she is. I'm a beautiful color. I mean, I'm not getting, and especially right now, our girls are just, I want to just grab them and say, look, you have people who are getting lip injections.
Yep.
They're putting
adding
all
butts.
things in their rear ends so they can have big rear ends. They're staying in the sun so they can be brown. You know, they're using the curly hair. And that's who we are. That's what we are naturally. Yeah. We have a nice round butt. You know, we have nice, strong, curly hair. Mm-hmm. We don't have to stay out in the sun and get brown because we've already been kissed by the sun. Yeah. We are beautiful, but we have to feel it. And if we don't feel it, and if we don't celebrate our culture and celebrate who we are, well, you know, you can get lost.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I want to ask you a question because I was really touched by you saying that your instructor at your very young age said that you were not the right color. Did you discuss that with your mom? Did anybody address that?
Well, she knew something was wrong because when I came out, I had tears in my eyes because all the other kids got to be in the King and I didn't get to be in the King and I because I was too dark. Oh, now, mind you, with lights and makeup, you kind of blend in. Mm-hmm. I could have blended in, but it was painful. But it's not only the words, it's the feeling, and you don't forget the feelings.
Yeah. No, exactly. It stays with you too.
Yeah, it stays with you. So if we can get that in perspective at a younger age, when you get a little bit older.
No, you can handle it. I understand that. You can handle it. Yeah. I have 3 girls.
Yeah, a little bit better. Hey, I had a moment last week. I was talking to a corporate sponsor because I was saying, this is my 25th year. How am I not? How do we not have all the corporate sponsors in the world, after us?
Supporting these little girls.
Yes, right. We've got almost 200 girls who graduated from college. I have girls who are doing great things. Absolutely. Some are doctors, some are lawyers, some are community leaders, some are nurses, some are moms, and they're doing great stuff. They're changing the world. And you know what they told me? They said, well, it's the name of the program. I said, well, you've sponsored us for like 15 years. The name of the program hasn't changed. And they said, well, with all the discrimination laws. And I'm like, the discrimination laws? What's that got to do with Little Miss African American? And it was just brought to my attention that things are changing in this world. And race and color and corporations
and look how at they view everything, yes.
Yeah, but another question. I don't care. U.S. Bank stepped up. Everybody change your account. Go to U.S. Bank. They're standing behind Little Miss African American.
Okay. I'm with you.
I have a question, though, I wanted to ask in regards to, there are many girls that you said that have graduated, have stepped up, become lawyers and doctors. Mm-hmm. So why are we asking for sponsorship? If these young ladies have went through the program, are they giving back to the program? And if we have over 200 girls have done it, I mean, they can't cure the world and they can't give everything. But with that comment, I don't know, something ran through me that, are they giving back to you? Are they sponsoring girls? Are they?
Well, they are working. But let me say one thing. They're all trying to pay their school loans back.
Yeah, they're young. They just graduated. A lot of them.
Yes.
Like Amber, she's still, she'll graduate in December, but she wouldn't be able to make any contributions right now. She has that, student loan to pay and all this other stuff. So they're young. They're not. Yeah,
no. Well, because she said doctors and lawyers, they become this and that. So I'm figuring that this is over.
New doctors, new lawyers.
This is over a period of time. These girls are. So Amber was the first class. I mean, because
she wasn't the first class.
See, that's what I'm saying.
She was.
And what's Amber now? 20.
She's 21.
So you figure 24 years ago, okay, and some of them were like 6 because our girls were like 6 to 12.
Yeah.
So they're like 30 now, and a lot of them have been like Shekinah. That class, she just passed the bar last year. So a lot of them are just starting their careers.
Their journey in life.
Okay. All right. No, I was just asking.
No, let me tell you, because I want you to know my alumni is all of that now. They come and they support the girls, and I have one little girl, she gave $20. I mean, like they'll get their friends together and try to get new dresses for the girls, and they, talk to the girls. And we went to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. last year.
Oh, nice.
And Erica and Shekinah, they came out, met the girls, and talked to them.
So that's awesome. No, that's awesome.
Lisa, I just wanted to know if you can explain to everyone out there what wearing your cap means. Because Amber and O'Shea still wear their cap.
Yeah, they wear it. And they remember this. Now, remember the 6 to 12. Confidence. That's number one thing. Well, what it stands for is confidence, awareness, and pride. If you're confident in yourself, know who you are, love you. When you walk in a room, walk with your head up. Be confident. Mm-hmm. When you're studying for a test and your mom says, how'd you do on your test? Oh, no. Well, that's not being confident. But if you prepared and studied for it, you would know that you nailed it. So, have that confidence. You have to prepare, though, to have confidence. So that's confidence and aware. Be aware of what's going on around you. Be aware of what's happening, who you are, what you like, what you don't like. And pride. You got to know who you are. Mm-hmm. You need to know what your history is. Know about the people who came before you. Talk to people. Find out who is your community, who is your village, who are your parents' village. And be proud of who you are. There's only one of you. There's not one person in this world like you at all. Nobody.
I love
so
that. And
put that cap off and walk in the room and go for it.
And nail it.
No, that's important.
Anthony also uses that cap for the boys because, he does a lot of work with young boys. And he's always telling them to have confidence.
Yes.
Be aware of their surroundings and passion. You got to have passion for what you do.
Yes.
So, I love it because the kids really do take to that. And it's something that they need to have in the back of their mind.
Yeah, that is absolutely a life lesson. And it takes a village. It takes not only Miss Lisa, it takes us, it takes everybody to get involved and to put that out there. And it is important that we do put the confidence, awareness, and pride into our children. That is important, even if it's not our children.
And
we
sponsorship
still need to help them.
is so important because it really does tremendous things for these young girls. It really helps them out a lot. And I wanted to ask you, Lisa, will you be having Melissa Morgan back as the singer this year?
Everybody has asked about this. She was there last year.
Yes, she tore it up. She looks the same and sounds the same. I was like, wow, you go, Melissa. She really...
Everybody, you know what? Maybe if we keep getting enough requests, she'll come in because, she flew in here. She spent her own money to come here.
Oh, wow.
I think if everybody just sends her info and say,
I'm going to send her something. Please come back.
Okay, I also want to ask a little bit more, if you give us a little bit more information about how do young girls sign up for the program, where is it located at, are there fees involved? Tell us a little bit more about it.
There are all of the above. Okay, so we have a website, which is www.littlemissafricanamerican.org. And all of our social media is hashtag LMAA pageant. Even our email address is even LMAA pageant @gmail.com. And there's a $200 fee. That's our registration fee. And it's good for a year. Like we went to the Sparks game night before last. We do a lot of community events. We do a lot of theater.
Or everywhere. I was at events and I saw you guys maybe like 3 or 4 events last year. So yeah, you guys are everywhere.
Yeah, I want the girls to be out in the community, especially if they can perform and speak. And our speeches are incredible. You know, we talk about African kings, queens, and leaders, and people who have made a difference in our country. Yeah. Unfortunately, these are things that they don't get in school. It's not in the school system. Like we have Dr. Hyde, and you know, she's the second African American neurosurgeon right here in Northridge Hospital. Yeah, in the Valley.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, neurosurgeon. Can you imagine? I mean, we've got people like that our girls need to know. You know, this is who our community is.
It's extremely important to know and be aware of it, and I understand that. So now, just a couple more questions for the girls, because I think it's fabulous, and I think that it's something that we need to continue to bring awareness to.
Yes,
is that I like the fact that you said the pageant wasn't completely about tone color or the light skin, green eyes.
Who's the prettiest? It's none of that. It's well. Lisa, you can attest to the pageant. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me explain one thing. When I first created Little Miss African American, I wanted to be Miss America, Miss USA, and my father was like, "Oh, they're never gonna pick a black girl because you would win a trophy. I mean, you would get a car, you would travel, you would get to represent your community, and you got paid, and they pay for your education." Oh my gosh, that's the best gig in the world. So I said, all you got to do is go out there and be pretty. At that time, that's what it was. But I wanted to do something to encourage and inspire our next generation of girls because luckily I had a very supportive family. My family was like, honey, I don't understand what you're talking about, but we'll pay for the classes. You know, and education was a big thing for me. But you know, I wanted to be able to bring that to our girls. So, you know, I got with girls. We got a great curriculum together for the children. And when I presented it to the children, they were not interested at all. But when I said, at the end of it, you're going to get a crown and you're going to get a trophy. And they were like, I'm in. Yeah, I can't wait. Let's do it. Okay. And that is, so it's like cleverly designed in a pageant format.
No, that's awesome.
It is an educational program. Yes. But it is very cleverly designed into a pageant format. But when you tell the kids that, they're not feeling that at all.
Okay, that's awesome.
They have a great time.
That's important.
And a lot of the girls have so much talent, too. A lot of them can sing, play instruments, speak several languages.
That's awesome to be able to interact with other young girls that have the same. You guys are on the same path. So can you give me a little bit more information in regards to what is the age requirement? Where do you guys, I mean, they can go to your website, but do you have a facility where they go and you guys do the educational things and you learn how to walk, you learn how to be? Mm-hmm. Can you give me a little information on that, please?
Yeah, it depends on what location that we're at. We've been at Hollywood Center Studios for probably 10 years. We're at a new location now. So it changes every year.
And what's the age group?
How often do the girls meet too?
On Saturdays. We meet throughout the year, honestly, and they're always on Saturdays. But pageant rehearsal, gearing up for the pageant, we meet on Saturdays from 12 to 6.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the pageant, is it once a year?
Correct.
It's yearly, and so you guys, all right. And I also want to know, what is the age group?
6 to 12 years old.
6 to 12.
Our first queen was 6 years old, Alicia Jones, and our last queen was Krista Campbell, and she was 12.
Oh, my God.
And she did an awesome job singing, too. I was just blown away this year. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, now, also, is there extended referrals or help? Because I did read the article on Krista Campbell, and I was a little surprised that she felt a certain way about herself.
But I feel as parents that's something that, I mean, because you can send your child somewhere to hear, like you're beautiful and this and that. But the follow up, I believe, is with the parents, it's with the schools. It's not just a program. It's a unit.
It is a unified front. It's just like your child in school. It's the teacher, it's the parents, correct, and it's the child. But my thing, I'm asking, maybe let me redirect the question so that we can get clarity here. I understand it is my job.
Yes.
Khadijah walk on water. Okay, because that's what I taught her. You could do whatever you want to do. So I understand the parent's position and making sure that your child is confident in who they are, what they are, and where they're going. I don't have, I understand it. But for those parents that may not have that same time that I had to put into my children, I wanted to know if they have like a support group. Because I felt like she needed a support group. And it is her mom's responsibility. But after I read the story, it was so touching. I didn't even know she did the pageant.
Yeah,
I just happened to read the story. I know.
Winner.
And that's what I'm saying. I didn't even know that when I read that story.
And the work that we do with young girls, I feel that we should be that support group.
We can be.
We need to open up our doors for that, just for that.
And no, it's important. Group. That's what I'm saying. I don't mind because, I'll do it. But I'm asking, by her being in this for many years, and girls are coming up to the age of 12, and that's when it gets crucial.
That's when it's,
because now we're in junior high. Have you had that problem before? And if you had, is there a reference?
I got something very, very clear. Okay, Krista was in the pageant once before, 2 or 3 years ago, and then last year. So this was her second time in the pageant. But I want to let you know she has got the most incredibly supportive family that anybody could ever have. She's got a mother and a father who are praying, who are there, and a grandmother who is there. So she has all the support and all the love that any child could ever pray for. But that does not negate that we still have those feelings. Right. That when you're walking down the hall in school and somebody says, "You little fat black girl," you're like, oh, you still internalize that. And that's how our girls are feeling. That's why we got to celebrate it. It's not just one thing. We have to celebrate our girls so that they internally feel good about themselves. When do we even see black girls doing great stuff on television? What programs are there for black girls? That age, if we can get them at a younger age when they get 13, 14, 15, they're not running to the boys saying, "Oh, love me, but if we can teach them at a young age to love themselves, and I don't care if you call me fat black, I don't care if you call me a yellow pigeon, that has nothing to do with who I am, because I know who I am and I love me. So you could take all that and take it back, because that has nothing to do with me. What you think of me has nothing to do with me, because I know who I am. We got to instill it in our girls. We don't have enough programs for our girls, and our girls are going through it right now. We do not have enough programs for our young black women out here.
I know, I understand that. That's true. Not to cut you off, but I wanted to, that's why my question was directed to, are there any other support groups? Do we know of anything else? Because you're dealing with the young ladies in a passion position and they're feeling that kind of way. Yeah. Where else can we refer them to? I mean, we could get our thing going, because part of our program is to develop them. It is to make them understand who they are. Yeah. And I understand it, but what else is open? What else is available for the girls that right now they need it? Because I've ran across young girls
and
I told
they really
you
need some support.
That the girls I met a couple girls in the same day, and they were like 19. And it was just amazing. And one day I met 2 girls, maybe 3, that just did not understand what to do next.
Didn't know their self-worth or anything.
No self-worth. Yeah. Family not as supportive as Campbell's. But I understand we need to have something more.
We do.
And that's why I'm saying, because you've been dealing with this, and it's not this is not new to you. Yeah. Because you experienced it yourself. Mm-hmm. So are there any referrals or any other places that these girls can get help? And it's not your responsibility to do that, because you're doing what you can. You're making your mark. You're showing them that you're beautiful. You can. And it's not just your outward look. It's beauty coming from within. That's what I get from you. So I get that you are doing a great thing.
A wonderful thing.
A wonderful thing. And any one of our black girls that can walk away from your program smiling,
and
feeling
they keep that
better about themselves. Yes,
my girls were young when they were in the pageant, and they still talk about those pageant days.
Yes.
So it sticks with them. So that I'm grateful for.
It does. We have and we do have support groups like within the pageant. We have Dr. Ayanna Davis, who's on our staff, and she helps a lot, because I was real concerned about the girls who didn't win the title of Little Miss African American. Mm-hmm. But that's why we started giving trophies to everybody, because they're all winners. Yeah. I agree. We do need to have more dialogue for African American girls, because our issues are a lot different than any other race.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you that I knew of an ongoing program or
it's okay, because you have enough. What you're doing, Lisa, it is wonderful. And like I said a few minutes ago, if one of our black girls, queens, could walk away with feeling that sense of confidence and having pride in themselves, wearing their cap. You're doing what you could do. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm proud of that. And so I think it's all of us to pick up our boots and do a little bit more.
Because you inspired me to provide a follow up. That's why I was saying with you and I, with the work that we do that would fall right into our program. So you inspired me, Lisa, and you will hear from us probably sometime next year. We'll have you come out to our program.
Yes, and
we definitely want to work with the young girls.
And I think that you would be very good for consultation, where you could give us a little bit more information, because ours is simple, but we could go a little bit more in depth once we speak with you and find out what are the girls actually lacking once they get to you. Because our job is to maybe prep them to get to you. And then when they get to you, then your job will be a little bit easier and not so complicated. So I think we could partner up and make something happen that could be beneficial to our African-American girls, beneficial to me, and beneficial to you and Kim. And so I think that we should do that, Kimmy.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we should talk to her in detail, and with our program, let's make it where we preparing them to get to the pageant with the confidence, with the cap.
Let me just say one thing, and I'm just... We all need to work with our girls.
We do.
All the organizations need to work with our young Black girls, because they're having a hard time right now. And we are the mothers. We are the everything. But if we can't get a hold of them at a young age, we have trouble. Yes. So all of the programs, all of the grandmothers, the friends, the family, support. Grab one of these little babies and talk to them. Show them that there are other ways to be successful and have a happy life and love themselves.
Yes.
I don't care what the name of the organization it is, who it is. We all have to. It takes a village. It takes a tribe. It takes all of us to be there and grab them and say, look, you are gorgeous. Look in the mirror. Look how beautiful you are. Love yourself. Teach them to love themselves. And that's how we're going to be successful. So thank you so much for supporting Little Miss African American. This is just one entity. I wish I could take all of them. I really do. I wish I had a school and we could just have thousands and thousands of girls coming through, because I know it works.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea.
Thank you for the work that you are out there doing. And before we let you go, can you just let everyone know your website again and when the show is this year? And one quick question. The two hosts that you had, Claudia Jordan and Cherie, they were excellent. All right, will they be back this year?
Well, I'm hoping Cherie will come back. She's got so many things going on right now. We definitely put an offer out to her.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. Okay. But Claudia has confirmed, and Penny Johnson-Gerald, who's there.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
Penny was one of our first judges, and she hosted last year also, the beginning part of the show. And Penny, you all would know her. She started out on the Larry Sanders Show. Then she was on 24. She played the president's wife on 24. And she's on Orville now.
Okay.
And she went to Juilliard. She went to Juilliard with me.
Okay.
So she comes in support. So the hosts are fantastic. And we got great guests. Mr. Jim Pickens from Grey's Anatomy he's coming back, and we've got a lot of Roz Ryan. We have Ella Joyce. A lot of wonderful.
I love Ella Joyce.
Yeah. Okay. So it's Sunday, August 12th.
It's coming up August the 12th. Oh my God. What's the location?
It is at the Nate Holden Theater on West Washington Boulevard. And you can get tickets online on littlemissafricanamerican.org website. littlemissafricanamerican.org website. And maybe we can get Melissa Morgan back.
Yes, I'm gonna send
a
message today, because she tore it out last year. She was excellent. And like I said, she's sound the same, look the same. I was like, you go, Melissa. She did that.
She paid for her own way. She flew in here to sing for these babies.
Wow. Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So are you affiliated with any of the dance academies around you? Because I heard you say that you went to Juilliard. So are you familiar with like Lula Washington's dance academy?
I love Lula. I love Lula. She's doing such great stuff. And Debbie Allen, they're doing great
Alan,
stuff.
yeah. My daughter danced with both of them for like
Did
over
she?
15 years, yes. So I love both of them as well. And it seemed like that would be something that you guys would be collabing on because they have great dancers and you have great ideas.
Well, Lisa's a choreographer. Tell them about your Michael Jackson day. Don't be shy, Lisa.
I try to make it about the girls, but you know, I always like to talk about me, okay? Well, yeah, we used to take the girls. Did your girls get to go to Michael Jackson's ranch?
They did, but it wasn't with the pageants with my sister. They went. But yeah, I remember that one year when I caught you out there dancing. No, but she was dancing. She taught the girls a dance step.
Okay, so you're a dancer as well.
Yes.
Oh, honey, our production numbers are phenomenal. Are you kidding?
Okay, so there it is. You got to put that in there too, because that's a skill that you acquired.
We're doing a jitterbug dance. Well, I want them to all dance because they get to work together and learn as a team. So that's good. Awesome. We're starting with sign language, with Lift Every Voice and Sing. Then we're going to do a jitterbug dance number, which is about the cutest thing. Mm-hmm. And then we're doing a spiritual dance number with Janice Freeman. She's going to sing live, and the girls are learning how to dance live to music.
Nice.
Dance number. Yes, exciting. But I have a pretty good resume. I guess
there's a history going on here, Lisa. You got to let us know. You didn't do all this for nothing. Being modest up here did all this. No, it's important, though, and that's good reference and that's good information, too, because just as you give us this information, people will be able to apply it. People will be able to find out what they need in it and how they can participate and help on all levels.
Yes.
Because you're on every level.
On every level.
And you're beautiful, and you've given of yourself unconditional to these girls.
Year. Yeah.
And that is extremely important. If just for that alone, I would, I want to say, okay,
commend you.
What can we, and help.
Thank you. Yes.
See what we can do to help.
I do need a little bit of help, though. I have 7 little girls who don't have dresses yet.
Okay. So how much are the dresses?
Dresses. Mm-hmm.
How much are they?
Well, we like to take them shopping.
Oh, okay. No, I thought that it was a collective that all the girls were wearing the same thing, right?
Well, no,
no,
they go and shop for their own dress. I remember shopping because it has to be a certain length, and we had a time. We went downtown and we had a time.
Okay. So then we'll promote that, and we'll see what we can do to
we'll definitely
support that.
It. Yes,
and really support you have 7 girls who need dresses, and the event is coming up on August the 12th.
Yeah, so if they can make a donation quickly on our website. And if there's any bridal shops, now we've changed it. Now the girls are wearing gowns. It's all to the floor. Yeah, because it was hard getting. We used to have T-length, and then they'd have to all get them hemmed in. Yeah. And it was hard. And they used to all have sleeves, which I still strongly suggest because our girls are bigger now.
Yeah.
And, we have to change rules a little bit, as time goes on. So they, I hope that they have to be approved. Everything's age appropriate.
Okay.
Everything
that sounds awful.
So we're running out of time here, but I thank you so much for joining us today and getting, the message out there regarding Little Miss African American. And we're going to support
us. You all got to come to the show.
Yes, we got to get you down here for sure.
Definitely. And we want to go to her show.
Yes.
But I think that's my birthday, August the 12th.
Oh, yes, August the 12th. I knew that date rung a bell.
So what time is the show there? What time? How long is this?
Starts at 4. But let me tell you, black folk, you need to get there at 3:15. The doors open at 3 o'clock. Get there early, because if you come at 4:05, I'm shutting it down, because when we start the show, I don't want, the doors opening and being distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important too. So we'll make sure that we promote the show, and we'll definitely look for some people that we can help get the girls some dresses. Is that correct? That's what we're going to do? All right. And so then we're going to we have your information, and we're going to talk to you a little bit more about working a program out,
be in touch.
With the girls, like we said. It's been a pleasure, Lisa.
Thank you so much,
absolutely
Lisa.
Wonderful.
I love you. I'll see you soon.
Girls, hi.
I will.
Well,
thanks for joining us.
And I'm Brenda.
And it's your girl, KB.
At Morris Media Studios.
Ladies' room.
Yeah, the ladies' room. We enjoyed that. That was awesome. She was really wonderful. And she's doing a lot.
Yeah, she's such a beautiful person.
Yeah, she really is. And just to give herself to to the whole situation is just really good.
Yeah.
It's important that we do that and we give that
it's so
information
important
out.
for our young African American
girls to make sure that they understand what is really going on and that there are things that are available to them.
Okay, so we're out of time.
Welcome to the ladies' room.
Thank you for tuning in and call in next week.
Exactly. Morris Media 323-293-3375. And I'm Brenda.
It's your girl KB.
And we're out.
Ladies' room.
Goodbye. Enjoy your weekend.